Your mind is not tired because you are weak. Your mind is tired because it has been trying to carry what only life can carry. It has been trying to understand every delay, every silence, every closed door, every feeling, every sign, and every small change around you. It has been asking, when will it happen? How will it happen? Why has it not happened yet? What did I do wrong? What if I missed it? What if it never comes? And today I want you to hear this with the softest part of your heart. You do not have to think your way into what is meant for you. You do not have to worry your way into love. You do not have to force your way into peace. What is truly meant for you does not need your fear to find you. It needs your openness. It needs your trust. It needs the quiet space inside you where life can finally move. There comes a time when the soul grows tired of chasing answers. Not because it has given up on life, but because it has finally understood that peace cannot be found by fighting with the present moment. Maybe you have been living with a mind that never stops. You lie down, but the thoughts keep moving. You try to rest, but the heart keeps asking questions. You smile in front of others, but inside, you are still waiting for something to change, something to arrive, something to make you feel safe again. And perhaps the hardest part is that you do not even know what you are waiting for anymore. You only know that something in you feels unfinished, unsettled, still reaching. But what if life is not asking you to reach so hard? What if life is asking you to soften? What if the answer you are looking for does not come through more pressure, more worry, more control, more effort, but through a quiet return to trust? The mind believes that if it keeps thinking, it will protect you. It believes that if it keeps checking, planning, and imagining every possible ending, it can stop pain from reaching you. But often the mind becomes a small room with too many voices inside. It becomes crowded with fear. And when fear becomes loud, the heart cannot hear life's gentle guidance. So let these words come to you like warm light through a window. You are allowed to relax your mind. You are allowed to stop rehearsing the same worry. You are allowed to stop trying to solve the whole future before you take the next gentle step. You are allowed to tell your body, I do not have to hold everything tonight. I do not have to know everything today. I can trust that life is still moving, even when I cannot see it. What is meant for you will find you, not because you chase it with fear, but because your path and its path are already connected. The right thing has a way of arriving in the right season. The right people have a way of meeting you when your heart is ready to receive them. The right answers have a way of becoming clear when the mind is no longer shaking from panic. And the right doors have a way of opening when you stop standing in front of the wrong ones, begging them to move. This does not mean you do nothing. It does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you sit and wait for life to do every part for you. It means your energy changes. You still live. You still choose. You still speak. You still take the step that feels honest and peaceful, but you stop moving from fear. You stop acting as if everything will disappear unless you hold it tightly. You stop believing that your worth depends on how fast something happens. You begin to live from the truth that what belongs to your soul cannot be stolen by time, distance, silence, delay, or another person's confusion. Let your mind hear that again. What belongs to your soul cannot be stolen. If it is truly meant for you, it can take another road and still reach you. It can arrive later and still be perfect. It can look different than you planned and still bless you. It can come after disappointment, after waiting, after a season of uncertainty, and still feel like life was loving you the whole time. Sometimes the mind suffers because it thinks only one way is safe. It says, this person must come back, this message must arrive, this job must happen, this plan must work, this door must open, this answer must appear right now. The mind becomes fixed on one shape, one path, one face, one timing. But life is wider than the mind. Life can bring good through ways you never imagined. Life can bless you through changes you once feared. Life can protect you through closed doors. Life can redirect you through delays. Life can bring you something better than what you were afraid to release. That is why relaxing the mind is not a small thing. It is a sacred return. It is the moment you stop trying to be the manager of every outcome and begin to let life be life. It is the moment you say, I will do my part with love, but I will not carry the part that belongs to the universe. I will speak kindly to myself, will take care of my heart. I will listen to the quiet feeling inside me. I will move when peace moves me. But I will not make my mind a battlefield anymore. You may not realize how much your body has been listening to your thoughts. Every time you say, what if it never happens? Your body tightens. Every time you say, I am behind, your heart sinks. Every time you say, I must fix this now, your nervous system believes there is danger. And slowly, without meaning to, you begin to live as if life is against you. But today, you are invited to send a new message through your whole being. A softer message, a kinder message, a message that says, I am safe to relax, I am safe to trust, I am safe to let what is meant for me come in its own way. Feel the difference in those words. They are not heavy, they do not push, they do not demand, they do not beg. They open, they breathe, they create room inside you. And room is important because what is meant for you needs space to enter. A clenched heart cannot receive with ease. A frightened mind cannot see clearly. A body living in tension cannot feel the sweetness of the present moment. So the first step is not to force your desire to arrive. The first step is to become a peaceful place where good can land. Maybe you have spent a long time thinking that life only listens when you struggle. You may have learned that if you do not worry, It means you do not care. You may have believed that peace makes you careless, that surrender makes you weak, that relaxation means you are falling behind. But that is an old belief, and it is not the truth. Worry is not proof of love. Fear is not proof of devotion. Tightness is not proof that you are doing enough. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is release the grip and trust that life does not need your panic to do its work. There is a deeper wisdom inside you that already knows this. It is the part of you that feels calm when you step outside and look at the sky. It is the part of you that softens when you hear kind words. It is the part of you that knows, beneath all the noise, that you have survived before, you have healed before, you have been guided before, and you can be guided again. This part of you does not shout. It does not rush. It speaks gently. It says, come back to yourself. Come back to now. Come back to the quiet truth that life is still here. The mind may ask, but what if I relax and nothing happens? What if I let go and lose what I wanted? What if I trust and become disappointed? Let the heart answer gently. If something can only stay because you are anxious, it is not peace. If something can only come because you abandon yourself, it is not alignment. If something needs you to suffer endlessly before it arrives, then perhaps life is teaching you that you deserve a better way. What is meant for you will not require you to become a stranger to yourself. What is meant for you will not ask you to live in constant fear. It may ask for patience. It may ask for growth. It may ask for courage. But it will not ask you to destroy your inner peace. So today, begin with this simple truth. Your mind can rest. Your heart can soften. Your body can release the old message that it has to prepare for disappointment. You do not have to keep watching life with suspicion. You do not have to stand at the door of the future and knock until your hands hurt. Let the future come as it should. Let today become kinder. Let this moment become enough to stand on. Say quietly within yourself, I relax my mind. I trust my path. What is meant for me will find me in the right way. Let those words settle into you. Let them move slowly through the places that feel tight. Let them touch the part of you that has been waiting for permission to stop worrying. You are not giving up on your dreams. You are giving up the fear that says your dreams cannot reach you unless you suffer for them. You are not giving up on love. You are giving up the belief that love must be chaste. You are not giving up on life. You are finally letting life help you. And as your mind begins to relax, even a little, you may feel something gentle inside you, a small space, a small opening, a small return to yourself. This is where peace begins. Not when everything is answered, not when every door has opened, not when every desire has arrived. Peace begins when you remember that you are not alone in the unfolding. Peace begins when you stop treating the unknown like an enemy. Peace begins when your heart whispers, even here, even now, I am being guided. There is a quiet kind of pain that many people carry, and it often looks like strength from the outside. It looks like being responsible. It looks like always planning ahead. It looks like thinking before everyone else thinks, fixing before anyone asks, preparing for every possible problem, and trying to keep life from falling apart. But inside, this kind of control can feel very lonely. It can feel like you are the only one holding the pieces together. It can feel like if you stop thinking, something will go wrong. If you stop checking, you will miss the sign. If you stop pushing, the thing you want will move farther away. And so the mind keeps working even when the soul is tired. Maybe you know this feeling. Maybe you have tried to control how someone sees you, how quickly something arrives, how your healing should look, how your future should unfold, how your heart should feel by now. Maybe you have tried to control the timing of a message, the behavior of another person, the answer to a prayer, the path of a dream, or the way life should prove that you are safe. And every time life did not move the way you wanted, your mind worked harder. It asked more questions. It created more stories. It searched for hidden meanings in everything. It tried to become a map, a shield, a warning system, and a judge, all at the same time. But your mind was never meant to be all of that. Your mind is beautiful when it is guided by peace. It can imagine, plan, learn, create, and understand. But when fear takes over, the mind becomes a servant of anxiety. It does not guide you anymore. It frightens you. It tells you that you must hold tighter. It tells you that you must know more. It tells you that you cannot rest until the future is certain. And because the future is never fully certain, the mind never feels finished. It keeps reaching. It keeps searching. It keeps turning the same thought over and over, hoping that if it thinks enough, it will finally feel safe. This is why control is so tiring. Control promises safety, but it often creates more fear. It says, if you can manage every detail, you will not be hurt. If you can predict every outcome, you will not be surprised. If you can hold on tightly enough, nothing will leave. But life does not work that way. People have their own paths. Timing has its own wisdom. Doors have their own reasons. Healing has its own rhythm. And the more you try to force life into the shape your fear demands, the more exhausted you become. There is nothing wrong with wanting good things. There is nothing wrong with wanting love, peace, success, answers, healing, or a sign that life is moving in your favor. Desire is natural. Hope is beautiful. But suffering begins when desire becomes a tight fist. Suffering begins when the mind says it must happen exactly this way, at exactly this time, or I cannot be okay. That is when wanting becomes fear. That is when prayer becomes pressure. That is when hope becomes panic. And that is when your heart begins to feel trapped inside the very dream it once loved. So gently ask yourself, where have I been gripping too tightly? What have I been trying to force because I am afraid to trust? What outcome have I been holding as if my whole worth depends on it? These questions are not here to make you feel bad. They are here to bring you back to freedom. Because the moment you notice the grip, you can begin to soften it. The moment you see the fear, you can begin to speak love into it. The moment you understand that control has been trying to protect you, you no longer have to hate it. You can thank it and then choose another way. Control often begins as a way to survive. At some point, maybe life felt uncertain. Maybe someone disappointed you. Maybe you had to grow up too quickly. Maybe you learned that if you did not stay alert, things would fall apart. Maybe love felt unpredictable, so your mind became watchful. Maybe peace felt unsafe, so your body became used to tension. And now, even when life is not attacking you, the old pattern still looks for danger. It says, stay ready, stay tense, keep thinking, do not relax yet. But today, you can begin to teach your mind something new. You can tell it, I understand why you are afraid, but we do not have to live like this anymore. You do not have to shame yourself for trying to control. You were trying to feel safe. You were trying to protect Yesai, our heart. You were trying to keep yourself from feeling the pain of disappointment again. But my love, the heart cannot fully heal inside a cage. Even a cage built for safety is still a cage. The heart needs space. The mind needs rest. The body needs signals of peace. Your life needs room to surprise you. And what is meant for you needs enough openness to enter without being squeezed by fear. Imagine holding a small bird in your hands. If you grip too tightly, you do not protect it. You frighten it. You stop its wings from moving. But if your hands are open, the bird can rest there freely. It may stay. It may fly. It may return. But your hands remain peaceful. This is how life asks to be held. Not with carelessness, but with openness. Not with fear, but with trust. Not with a demand that everything must obey you, but with a quiet knowing that what belongs can meet you without being trapped. The pain of control is that it makes you believe you are alone. It makes you feel that life will not help unless you force it. It makes you feel that the universe is silent, that timing is cruel, that love is far away, that your prayers are not heard. But the truth is, when the mind is too loud, even gentle guidance feels silent. When your hands are too full of worry, even blessings can feel like more pressure. When your heart is expecting loss, it may not recognize support when support arrives in a quiet form. That is why relaxation is not only about feeling calm, it is about becoming available to life again. It is about letting the eyes see what fear was hiding. It is about letting the heart receive what pride, pain, or panic kept pushing away. It is about saying, I do not need to control every path. I am willing to be guided. I am willing to be surprised by good. I am willing to let life bring me what belongs to me in a way that does not harm my peace. Maybe the thing you want is taking longer than you hoped. Maybe you are tired of being patient. Maybe you feel as if life keeps asking you to trust while giving you very little proof. But sometimes the proof is not outside yet, because the first change must happen inside, not as punishment, not because you are not good enough, but because life is preparing your inner world to hold what you have asked for without fear. If love came while you were still afraid of losing yourself, would it feel safe? If success came while you still believed you were unworthy, would you be able to enjoy it? If the answer came while your mind was still addicted to worry, would you trust it? Sometimes life prepares the receiver before it delivers the gift. This is why delays can become sacred when you stop fighting them. A delay can teach patience. It can reveal what still needs love inside you. It can show where you have been giving your power away. It can make you stronger, softer, clearer, wiser. It can help you see whether you wanted something from love or from fear. It can help you understand that your life is not empty just because one thing has not, fed yet. And it can remind you that your peace is too precious to place completely in the hands of one outcome. Let the mind understand this slowly. You are allowed to want what you want. You are allowed to care deeply. You are allowed to pray, hope, dream, and desire. But you are also allowed to live while life is answering. You are allowed to laugh before the answer comes. You are allowed to rest before the sign appears. You are allowed to feel worthy before someone chooses you. You are allowed to feel safe before everything is settled. This is how you take your power back, not by giving up the dream, but by no longer letting the dream become a reason to abandon yourself. The old mind says, I will relax when I know. The healed mind says, I relax and then I become clear enough to know. The old mind says, I will feel safe when they come. The healed mind says, I become safe inside myself, and then I can receive without fear. The old mind says, I must chase or I will lose it. The healed mind says, what is meant for me can meet me in peace. This is not only positive thinking, this is a new way of living. When you try to control everything, you may also begin to confuse movement with progress. You may think that if you are always doing something, checking something, changing something, proving something, then you are closer to the result. But sometimes true progress is quiet. Sometimes progress is not sending another message. Sometimes progress is not going back to the old pattern. Sometimes progress is choosing not to feed the fear. Sometimes progress is sleeping with a calm heart. Sometimes progress is saying, I do not know yet, and still I trust that life is not against me. Your mind may resist this at first. It may say, but if I do not worry, how will I stay prepared? If I do not push, how will anything happen? If I do not hold on, how will I keep what I love? Speak to your mind with kindness. Tell it, worry is not wisdom. Panic is not preparation. Control is not love. I can be wise without being tense. I can take action without being afraid. I can care without losing myself. I can trust without becoming passive. I can live with open hands. This is a deep healing because it touches the part of you that has believed you must earn peace through struggle. But peace is not a reward for suffering. Peace is your natural home. You do not need to break yourself to prove that you deserve good. You do not need to overthink every detail to prove that you care. You do not need to carry the whole future in your chest. The future is not meant to live inside your body as stress. The future will meet you one moment at a time. So today, let the hidden pain come into the light. Admit gently that you are tired, not defeated, not hopeless, just tired of forcing, tired of guessing, tired of making every silence mean something bad, tired of trying to keep everything safe by never relaxing, and then with great kindness offer yourself a new way. Why? I am willing to release control. I am willing to trust the timing of life. I am willing to believe that what is meant for me does not need my fear to find me. There is relief in those words. There is dignity in them. There is power. Because the moment you stop trying to control everything, you begin to feel where your true power actually lives. It lives in your thoughts. It lives in your choices. It lives in the way you speak to yourself. It lives in your willingness to stay open. It lives in your ability to return to peace after fear has visited. It lives in your decision not to let the unknown turn you against yourself. You cannot control every person. You cannot control every timeline. You cannot control every door, every answer, every change, every season. But you can choose the energy you bring to this moment. You can choose to bless your path instead of fear it. You can choose to speak gently to your heart. You can choose to stop calling yourself behind. You can choose to stop turning every delay into proof that life has forgotten you. You can choose to breathe into trust and say, I am still held. I am still guided. I am still becoming ready for the good that belongs to me. And as you choose this again and again, your mind begins to learn. It begins to understand that peace is not danger. Rest is not failure. Trust is not foolishness. Surrender is not loss. Slowly, the mind stops gripping the old way. Slowly, the body feels safer. Slowly, the heart becomes less afraid of the unknown. And slowly, what was once a tight place inside you becomes an open doorway. There is a misunderstanding that keeps many hearts tired. Many people think that if they relax, they are giving up. They think that if they stop worrying, they no longer care. They think that if they stop chasing, the dream will fade away. They think that if they stop holding on, life will take everything from them. But this is not true. Relaxing is not giving up. Relaxing is returning to trust. Relaxing is not saying, I do not want this anymore. It is saying, I no longer want to suffer while life is arranging it. It is saying, I am willing to desire with peace instead of panic. I am willing to let my heart stay open without forcing the future to prove itself today. Giving up closes the heart. Relaxing opens it. Giving up says, nothing good can happen for me. Relaxing says, good can happen in ways I cannot yet see. Giving up is heavy. Relaxing is soft. Giving up comes from fear. Relaxing comes from faith. So do not confuse the two. When you relax your mind, you are not losing hope. You are giving hope a healthier place to live. You are taking hope out of the hands of anxiety and placing it in the hands of trust. This is one of the most important shifts you can make, because when hope is mixed with fear, it hurts. It becomes desperate. It becomes restless. It becomes the kind of hope that checks, waits, doubts, and breaks your heart many times before anything has even happened. But when hope is held by trust, it becomes steady. It becomes nourishing. It gives you strength for today. It lets you keep living. It lets you believe in what is possible without making the present moment your enemy. You can want something deeply and still be at peace. You can love someone and still love yourself. You can pray for an answer and still sleep with a calm heart. You can be excited for what is coming and still honor where you are. You can take steps toward your dream and still trust that the timing has wisdom. This is mature faith. This is the kind of trust that does not shout at life. It walks with life. It listens. It moves when moved. It rests when rest is needed. It believes without becoming forceful. Your mind may have believed that tension is what keeps things alive. It may have believed that if you stop thinking about something, you will lose it. But what is truly yours does not need to be watched with fear every moment. A real blessing is not so fragile that one peaceful day can destroy it. A true path is not so weak that your rest can ruin it. What is meant for you is not kept alive by anxiety. It is held by alignment. And alignment feels very different from pressure. Pressure says, I must make this happen or I am not enough. Alignment says, I will take the next right step and trust the rest. Pressure says, I cannot be happy until this arrives. Alignment says, I can be grateful now and still welcome more. Pressure says, if this does not happen, my life is ruined. Alignment says, if this is for me, it will come. If it is not, life will guide me towards something that fits my soul better. Pressure tightens, alignment softens. Pressure drains, alignment restores. So when you relax, you are not stepping away from your desire. You are stepping into the energy that can receive it. You are becoming less like a storm and more like a clear sky. You are becoming less like a closed fist and more like open hands. You are becoming less like someone begging life for proof and more like someone who knows they are worthy before the proof arrives. This is a beautiful kind of power. Quiet power. Gentle power. The power of a heart that no longer needs to chase to feel valuable. Think of a flower. It does not open by force. You cannot pull its petals apart and call that blooming. If you force it, you harm it. A flower opens because the conditions become right. Light, water, warmth, time. In the same way, parts of your life open when the conditions become right. Your job is not to tear life open. Your job is to become available to the light, to water your inner world with kind thoughts, to let warmth return to your heart, and to trust the timing of your own blooming. This is why the mind must relax. A tense mind tries to pull the petals open. A calm mind allows the flower to unfold. A tense mind says, why not now? Why not this way? Why is it taking so long? A calm mind says, I trust the life inside this process. I trust what is growing even before I see it. I trust that my season is not late. I trust that what is meant for me will not need to be forced into bloom. There is also a deep self-respect in relaxing. When you stop chasing what does not meet you with peace, you are not being cold. You are honoring your spirit. When you stop begging for clarity from places that keep you confused, you are not being weak. You are choosing your well-being. When you stop trying to prove your worth to life, to love, to people, to the past, you are not giving up. You are remembering who you are. You were not created to live in constant inner noise. You were not created to make your heart a waiting room for someone else's choice. You were not created to measure your value by whether one door opens. You were not created to spend your life chasing signs that you are enough. You are enough already. And from that enoughness, you can welcome what is meant for you with a steady heart. When the mind relaxes, the heart becomes more honest. It can finally ask, do I truly want this? Or am I afraid of what it means if I do not get it? Do I truly miss this? Or do I miss the version I imagined? Am I trusting love? Or am I trying to control loneliness? Am I following peace? Or am I following fear? These questions can only be heard when the mind is quiet, and they are not meant to hurt you. they are meant to guide you back to yourself. Sometimes what you thought was meant for you was only teaching you what you no longer need to chase. Sometimes what you prayed for was a doorway into deeper self-love, not the final destination. Sometimes the delay was not blocking your blessing, it was revealing your attachment to pain. Sometimes life does not give you what you want right away, because it is helping you become someone who can receive without losing balance. Trust this. Trust that life is not only interested in giving you things. Life is helping you become whole enough to enjoy them. Relaxing is also an act of faith in divine order. It says, I may not see the full picture, but I trust there is a picture. I may not understand this season, but I trust it is not meaningless. I may not know how this will work out, but I trust that my peace does not need to wait until everything is solved. This is how you stop living as if you are being punished by the unknown. You begin to see the unknown as a quiet place where life is still forming the next part of your path. Let your inner voice become softer now. Not careless, not empty, softer. Say to yourself, I can care without panic. I can want without chasing. I can trust without knowing. I can relax without giving up. I can let life meet me in the right way. These words teach the mind a new way to hold desire. They tell the heart that it does not have to shut down to feel safe. They tell the body that it can stop living as if every delay is danger. They tell your energy that you are no longer available for desperate reaching. You are available for peace, for right timing, for honest connection, for clear guidance, for blessings that do not require you to abandon yourself. There is a certain kind of miracle that happens when you stop forcing. At first, the outside may look the same. The message may not have arrived yet. The door may not have opened yet. The answer may not be clear yet. But inside, something shifts. You stop fighting the moment you are in. You stop using the present as a place to suffer until the future saves you. You begin to notice small things again. You begin to feel your breath more deeply. You begin to understand that this day has value even before the thing you want arrives. That is a miracle. That is healing. Because what good is a blessing if you lose yourself while waiting for it? What good is love if you spend the waiting season rejecting your own heart? What good is success if the path toward it teaches your body only stress? Life wants more for you than the arrival of a desire. Life wants you to feel whole on the way there. Life wants you to know that you are loved before the proof. Life wants you to remember that your soul is not on hold. So relax, not because nothing matters, but because your peace matters too. Relax, not because the dream is impossible, but because the dream does not need your suffering. Relax, not because you are walking away from what is meant for you, but because what is meant for you can meet you better when you are not running from yourself. Relax, because your heart deserves kindness while life is unfolding. Relax, because trust is a language the soul understands. If fear rises and says, "But what if I lose it?" answer with love. What is meant for me will find me in the right way. If doubt says, "But what if I am behind?" answer with truth. I am not behind in the timing of my soul. If impatience says, "But I need to know now," answer with peace. I am safe even while I do not know. If the old pattern says, "Chase, prove, hold, control," answer gently. I choose to relax my mind and trust my path. This is not a sentence you say only once and never need again. It is a new inner habit. It is a new road in the mind. The old road of worry may be familiar, but you do not have to keep walking it. Each time you choose trust, you create a new path. Each time you speak kindly to yourself, the new path becomes clearer. Each time you stop feeding fear, the old road loses its power. And little by little, your mind learns that peace is safe. You may still have moments of worry. That is okay. Healing does not mean fear never visits. Healing means fear no longer becomes the ruler of your life. You can notice the thought, hold it gently, and return to trust. You can feel the emotion without building a home inside it. You can have a hard day and still believe good is coming. You can feel uncertain and still be guided. You can be human and still be held. So let this truth become the doorway into the next part of your life. Relaxing is not giving up. It is making room. It is choosing to believe that life can work without your constant tensions. It's letting your mind become a clear sky, your heart become open ground, your body become a safe home. It is allowing what is meant for you to recognize you, not as someone lost in fear, but as someone ready to receive with peace. Say softly within yourself, "I relax my mind. I release the need to force. I trust that what belongs to me is already finding its way." Let these words be gentle, but let them be strong. Let them wash over the old belief that says you must suffer to deserve good. Let them comfort the part of you that has been waiting for life to prove it loves you. Let them remind you that life has been loving you in quiet ways all along. You are not giving up. You are opening. You are not losing control. You are returning to trust. You are not becoming passive. You are becoming peaceful. You are not missing what is yours. You are becoming ready to receive it without fear. And from this place, the mind no longer has to fight the future. The heart no longer has to beg the present to be different. You can stand here in this moment with softer eyes and a calmer spirit, knowing that what is meant for you is not running away from you. It is moving through the quiet roads of life, finding its way to the version of you who is finally ready to receive in peace. There is a quiet comfort that enters the heart when you begin to understand divine timing. Not the kind of timing your mind tries to plan, not the timing that comes from fear, pressure, or comparison. Divine timing is deeper than the calendar. It is wiser than your worry. It is softer than your control. It is the gentle movement of life, arranging what belongs to you in a way that your mind may not understand yet, but your soul can learn to trust. You may have looked at your life many times and wondered why certain things were taking so long, why the answer had not arrived, why the right person had not appeared, why the door had not opened, why the healing had not happened as quickly as you hoped. And maybe in those moments, your mind started to tell you a painful story. It said you were forgotten. It said you were behind. It said you had missed your chance. It said life was giving to others, but not to you. But let your heart hear this gently today. A delay is not always a denial. Sometimes a delay is life protecting the timing of your blessing. What belongs to you has its own path. It may not walk the road your mind expected. It may not arrive in the form you first imagined. It may not come through the person, place, or plan you once held so tightly. But what is truly meant for your soul has a way of reaching you. It can move through unexpected turns. It can arrive through quiet openings. It can come after a season that looked empty, only to show you later that life was preparing the ground the whole time. Your mind may want everything to happen quickly because waiting feels unsafe. Waiting can bring old fears to the surface. It can make you question your worth. It can make you wonder if your prayers matter. Waiting is not always empty. Sometimes waiting is a sacred space where life is shaping you, softening you, and helping you return to yourself before the next door opens. Sometimes the waiting season is not here to punish you. It is here to prepare you to receive without fear. Think of a flower resting inside the earth before it blooms. From above, it may look as if nothing is happening. The soil looks still. The surface looks quiet, but beneath the ground, life is moving. Roots are forming. Strength is growing. The flower is not late. It is becoming ready. And your life can be like this too. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is moving. Just because the answer has not appeared does not mean it is not forming. Just because the blessing is not in your hands yet does not mean it has forgotten your name. Your path is not meant to copy anyone else's path. That is where so much pain begins. The mind looks around and says, "They have it already. Why not me? They found love already. Why not me? They are successful already. Why not me? They seem peaceful already. Why not me?" But comparison is not truth. Comparison is the mind forgetting that each soul has its own rhythm. The sun does not rise at the same hour everywhere, yet it rises. The seasons do not change in the same way everywhere, yet they change. Every life has its own sacred unfolding. You do not need to rush because someone else appears to be ahead. You do not need to panic because your path looks quiet. You do not need to force open a door because another door opened for someone else. What is meant for you is not measured by another person's timing. Your blessing does not become less real because it arrives later. Your healing does not become less powerful because it comes slowly. Your love does not become less true because it finds you after you have learned to love yourself more deeply. Sometimes life withholds what you want until you are ready to receive it with peace. Not because life is cruel, not because you are unworthy, but because a blessing received too early can feel like pressure. A relationship received before self-love can become fear. An opportunity received before inner safety can become stress. A dream received before trust can become something you try to control. Life does not only care about bringing things to you. Life cares about who you become as you receive them. This is why divine timing is not only about when something arrives, it is also about the inner condition of your heart when it arrives. Are you ready to hold it without fear? Are you ready to receive without feeling undeserving? Are you ready to enjoy without waiting for it to disappear? Are you ready to let it bless you without using it to prove your worth? These questions are not meant to make you doubt yourself. They are meant to help you see that life is not delaying your good for no reason. Sometimes life is helping you become steady enough to live inside your good. The mind loves to ask when will it happen? When will I heal? When will they come? When will the answer arrive? When will I feel free? But the soul asks a softer question. How can I trust this moment? How can I love myself while I wait? How can I stop using the future as proof that I matter? How can I become peaceful now, even before the result comes? When you ask these softer questions, you begin to move from anxiety into alignment. And alignment is a beautiful thing. Alignment does not mean everything is perfect outside. It means something inside you is no longer fighting life. It means you are not pushing against every moment. It means you are no longer making the present wrong because the future has not arrived yet. It means you can say, I welcome what is meant for me, and I also honor where I am today. I trust what is coming, and I live with love now. I am open to the future, and I do not reject this moment. What belongs to you has its own path because life is not a straight line. Sometimes the path bends. Sometimes it slows. Sometimes it takes you through a place you did not plan to go. Sometimes it removes what you thought you needed. Sometimes it asks you to release a version of the dream so that the deeper version can reach you. And this can feel confusing while it is happening. But later, when you look back with softer eyes, you may see that life was not taking you away from what was yours. It was taking you toward it in a way your old mind could not understand. There may have been moments in your life when something did not happen the way you wanted, and at the time, it felt painful. You may have cried. You may have felt rejected. You may have asked why life would close that door, but later another door opened, or a truth became clear, or your heart became stronger, and you realized that what looked like loss was guidance. What looked like silence was protection. What looked like delay was timing. This is not always easy to see while you're in the middle of it, but the heart can learn to trust even before it understands. Let your mind relax around the idea that you must know every reason. You do not need to understand the whole path to keep walking. You do not need to know how everything connects to trust that it can. You do not need to see the full picture to believe that life is still painting. Sometimes you are only shown the next gentle step because that is all you need. The mind wants the whole road. The soul knows the next step is enough. Say softly within yourself, I trust the timing of my life. What belongs to me is finding its way. Let these words move gently through your body. Let them meet the places where fear has been living. Let them soften the part of you that believes late means lost. Late is not always lost. Slow is not always wrong. Quiet is not always empty. Some of the most beautiful things grow in silence before they appear in the light. There is a great peace in understanding that you cannot miss what is truly woven into your path. You can you can grow. You can take different roads. You can feel uncertain. You can have moments of fear. But what is meant for your soul has a wisdom of its own. It does not depend on your panic. It does not need you to suffer every day to prove that you want it. It does not ask you to abandon yourself while you wait. What is meant for you can meet you when you are calmer, clearer, and more open. This does not mean every desire will arrive exactly as you first imagined. Sometimes life brings the feeling you wanted, but through a different form. You may ask for one person, and life brings deeper self-love first. You may ask for one opportunity, and life teaches you your worth before opening a better door. You may ask for quick healing, and life gives you a slower path that heals the roots, not only the surface. You may ask for a sign, and life gives you peace instead. Do not dismiss peace as a small answer. Peace is often the first sign that you are being guided. The mind sometimes thinks that if the answer is not dramatic, it is not real. But life often speaks quietly, a calm feeling, a sudden release, a new thought, a gentle desire to stop chasing, a sense that you do not need to prove yourself anymore. These can be signs too. These can be the early movements of what is meant for you. Life may begin by changing the way you feel inside before changing what you see outside. So if your life feels slow right now, do not call yourself forgotten. If the door has not opened yet, do not call yourself rejected. If the answer is not clear yet, do not call yourself lost. Speak to yourself with love. Say, I am in a season of becoming. Life is moving in ways I cannot yet see. I do not need to rush what is being prepared with care. I trust the quiet work of divine timing. You are allowed to rest in the middle of the unknown. You are allowed to breathe without having the answer. You are allowed to smile before everything is solved. You are allowed to live before the dream arrives. This is not a betrayal of your desire. This is how you stop making your happiness a prisoner of the future. The future can bring beautiful things, but your life is happening now. Your heart is here now. Your breath is here now. Your power is here now. And right now, the most loving thing you can do is relax your mind and bless your path. Bless the delays, bless the lessons, bless the doors that closed, bless the strength you have gained, bless the version of you that kept going even when the way was not clear. Bless the good that has not arrived yet. Bless it as if it is already being formed with love. This kind of blessing changes your energy. It moves you from fear into trust. It tells life, I am not fighting you anymore. I am ready to walk with you. What belongs to you has its own path, and you have your own path too. Let them meet in the right way. Do not run through your life trying to catch what may be meant to meet you at peace. Do not exhaust yourself chasing what may need you to stand still long enough to recognize it. Do not mistake calm for lack of movement. Sometimes the deepest movements happen when the outer world is quiet. The river does not worry about reaching the sea. It moves as it is guided. Around stones, through valleys, under bridges, across open land. It does not stop being a river because the path bends. It does not lose faith because the sea is not visible from every turn. It keeps moving in its own way, carried by a deeper law. Your life has that same deeper law. You may not see the sea from where you stand, but the current knows. The path knows. Life knows. So let your mind rest from trying to force the river. Let it flow. Let your heart rest from trying to demand the season. Let it open. Let your body rest from holding the fear that you are running out of time. You are not running out of your soul's timing. You are not late for what is truly yours. You are not behind the life that belongs to you. You are being shaped, guided, and prepared in ways that will make sense with time. Say again, I trust the timing of my life. What belongs to me is finding its way. I do not need to force what is already connected to my path. Let this be the new message you give your mind. Let this be the message that replaces panic. Let this be the truth that brings your shoulders down, softens your chest, and lets your breath become gentle again. You are safe to trust the timing. You are safe to let life move. You are safe to believe that what is meant for you will find you in the right way. There is a fear that can sit quietly in the heart and make everything feel urgent. It is the fear that you missed your chance, the fear that you waited too long, the fear that the right door opened once and will never open again. The fear that love came near and moved away forever. The fear that life gave you one opportunity, and because you were not ready then, you will never be given another. This fear can make the mind restless. It can make the body tense. It can make the heart reach backward toward the past, as if the past is the only place where life could have blessed you. But let this truth enter gently. You have not missed what is truly meant for your soul. You may have missed a version of something. You may have outgrown a path. You may have taken a road that taught you pain. You may have made choices that you would not make today. But what is deeply meant for your healing, your growth, your peace, and your becoming can still find you. Life is not so small that it only gives one chance to the willing heart. Life is wide. Life is creative. Life can open doors in places you never thought to look. The fear of missing your chance often comes from regret. The mind looks back and says, "If only I had spoken differently. If only I had chosen differently. If only I had known then what I know now. If only I had been stronger, softer, wiser, braver." But my love, you were living with the awareness you had at that time. You were making choices from the level of healing you had then. You were trying to survive with the tools you had been given. Do not punish the old version of yourself for not knowing what the present version now understands. Growth means you see differently now. That is not a reason to hate who you were. It is a reason to honor how far you have come. The fact that you would choose differently today is proof that life has been teaching you. It is proof that your heart is opening. It is proof that your awareness has grown. So instead of using the past as a weapon against yourself, let it become a teacher. Let it say, "Now you know. Now you can choose with more love. Now you can receive with more wisdom. Now you can walk forward with a softer mind." You did not miss your whole life because one season did not unfold the way you hoped. You did not miss love because one person could not meet you fully. You did not miss success because one door closed. You did not miss peace because you spent years in worry. The point of power is still here. Life still meets you in the present moment. The door to healing still opens inward, and you are standing close to it right now. Sometimes the mind believes that the past is more powerful than the present. It says, "What happened then has decided everything." But that is not the truth. The past can influence you, but it does not have to rule you. The past can teach you, but it does not have to trap you. The past can explain some of your patterns, but it does not have to become your identity. Every loving thought you choose now begins to create a new direction. Every gentle word you speak now becomes a new seed. Every time you release regret, you give life more room to bless you. What is meant for you is not afraid of your past. It is not blocked by the fact that you are still healing. It is not disgusted by your mistakes. It does not require you to be perfect before it can reach you. What is truly meant for your soul meets you in truth, not in a perfect image. It meets the real you, the growing you, the honest you, the you who is learning to soften after carrying too much for too long. So release the fear that you had to become ready by a certain time. Release the belief that life has a hard line and you crossed it. Release the idea that your blessing expired. The soul does not unfold by the rules of panic. Healing does not follow the clock of fear. Love does not belong only to the younger, faster, louder, or more perfect. Peace does not arrive only for those who never struggled. Good can still come. Change can still happen. Your heart can still open. Your path can still surprise you. Maybe there was a time when you pushed something away because you were afraid. Maybe you did not recognize something good because you did not feel worthy of it. Maybe you stayed too long in what hurt you because you were not ready to leave. Maybe you left something before you understood its value. These things can bring sadness, but they do not mean your life is ruined. They mean you are human. They mean you have been learning. And life has a gentle way of using even your mistakes as soil for wisdom. You are allowed to forgive yourself. You are allowed to stop replaying the moment you think changed everything. You are allowed to stop standing in the same memory, asking it to become different. The past cannot be rewritten by suffering over it. But the meaning of the past can be healed. The way you carry it can change. The story you tell yourself about it can become kinder. You can say, I did not know then, I know more now. I release the punishment. I keep the wisdom. There is great freedom in this. Because when you stop punishing yourself for the past, your energy returns to the present. You stop spending your life trying to repair yesterday with worry. You stop looking backward for proof that you are not enough. You begin to ask, what is life offering me now? What can I choose now? How can I love myself now? What is the next peaceful step now? These questions bring your power back. The fear that you missed your chance often makes you chase. It makes you chase people who have already shown you confusion. It makes you chase old versions of yourself. It makes you chase closed doors. It makes you chase signs, answers, and proof. But when you chase from fear, you often run past the quiet blessings that are trying to meet you now. You become so focused on what left that you cannot see what is arriving. You become so loyal to the old story that the new chapter feels unfamiliar. Let today be the day you stop calling the old chapter your only chance. The life ahead of you is not empty. The future is not a punishment. There are still people you have not met, doors you have not opened, places inside yourself you have not loved, feelings of peace you have not yet tasted, and beautiful changes that have not yet taken shape. You do not know all the ways life can still be good to you. That is why the mind must not decide too early that nothing is coming. Your mind may say, but what if that was the one? What if that was the door? What if that was my only chance? Breathe gently and answer with trust. If it was truly meant for me in the highest way, life knows how to bring what is right into alignment. And if it was not meant to stay, life knows how to bring me something that fits my peace. This answer does not force. It does not deny your feelings. It simply returns your power to the present moment. Sometimes we are not missing a person, a place, or a chance, as much as we are missing the feeling we hoped it would give us. We miss the feeling of being chosen. We miss the feeling of being safe. We miss the feeling of possibility. We miss the version of ourselves we thought we would become if that thing worked out. But those feelings can still find you. Safety can still find you. Love can still find you. Possibility can still find you. The path may be different, but the essence can still arrive. What is meant for you will find you, but it may first ask you to stop looking for it only in one direction. If your eyes are fixed on the door that closed, you may not notice the window opening beside you. If your heart is fixed on the past, you may not feel the present calling you home. If your mind keeps repeating that it is too late, you may not see how life is preparing something tender and new. Open your inner vision. Let life be more creative than your fear. You have not missed your chance to love yourself. You have not missed your chance to begin again. You have not missed your chance to heal a pattern. You have not missed your chance to speak kindly to your own heart. You have not missed your chance to let peace become your home. These chances are here every day, every moment. Every time you choose differently than before. This is where the miracle begins, not always in one large change, but in many gentle choices that slowly rebuild your inner world. Say softly, I release the fear that I missed my chance. I trust that life still knows how to bless me. Let those words touch the regret you have been carrying. Let them touch the tight place in your chest. Let them touch the part of you that has been afraid to hope again. You do not have to force hope. You can simply allow a little space for it. A small opening is enough for light to enter. There is no need to beg life to go backward. What is healed does not need to return in the old way. What is meant for you now may be wiser than what you wanted then. You have changed. Your heart has changed. Your needs have changed. Your understanding has changed. So perhaps the blessing that comes next will match the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. Trust this. Trust that life is not trying to return you to an old version of happiness. It may be leading you into a deeper one. Regret can make the past look golden, even when it was not peaceful. Fear can make a closed door look like the only door. Loneliness can make confusion feel like love. But as your mind relaxes, you begin to see more clearly. You begin to understand that what is meant for you must also be good for your spirit. It must not only excite your heart, It must also respect your peace. It must not only awaken desire, it must also allow you to remain whole. So if something left, let the pain be honored, but do not let it become your prison. If something did not happen, let the sadness move through you, but do not let it decide your entire future. If you made a mistake, let the lesson stay, but release the sentence of self-punishment. You are not here to live forever under the weight of what you would change. You are here to grow, to soften, to become free, and to let life meet you again. The mind can relax when it realizes that life is not finished with you. There are still unseen roads. There are still quiet blessings. There are still moments that will make you glad you kept going. There are still answers that will make old confusion feel less powerful. There are still signs of love waiting in simple places. There is still a future that can feel lighter than the past. Do not close your heart because one chapter hurt. Do not call yourself unlucky because one season was hard. Do not decide that nothing is coming because what you wanted did not come in the way you expected. Life is not limited to the shape your mind first chose. Life can still bring what is right. Life can still restore what matters. Life can still guide you into peace. And when the fear returns, speak to it gently. Say, I see you. You are trying to protect me. But I do not need to live inside regret anymore. I am here now. I am growing now. I am open now. What is meant for me can still find me. This is how you comfort the frightened mind, not by fighting it, not by judging it, but by giving it a truth that is stronger than fear. You are not too late for your own life. You are not too damaged for good to come. You are not too old, too tired, too emotional, too sensitive, too imperfect, or too far behind. You are here. You are breathing. You are aware. You are willing. And willingness is a doorway. A willing heart can begin again at any moment. A willing mind can learn peace. A willing soul can receive guidance. Let this section of your life be the place where you stop measuring your future by your past. Let it be the place where you stop telling yourself that what left was the last good thing. Let it be the place where you begin to trust that if life still wakes you each day, life is still inviting you forward. There is more ahead, not necessarily the same as before, but more aligned, more honest, more peaceful, more deeply yours. Say softly again, I release the fear that I missed my chance. I trust that what is meant for me can still find me. I am open to the good that matches the person I am becoming. Let these words become a balm for the heart. Let them loosen the grip of old regret. Let them help your mind stop running backward. Let them bring you home to now, because now is where life meets you, not yesterday, not the moment you wish had gone differently, not the version of the story you keep replaying. Life meets you here, in this breath, in this choice, in this soft willingness to believe that good is still possible. And from here, what is meant for you can begin to find the open road to your heart. When the mind is loud, guidance feels far away. When the heart is full of panic, even simple answers can feel hidden. When thoughts are rushing, life may be speaking gently, but the inner noise makes it hard to hear. This is why relaxing your mind is so powerful. A calm mind becomes a clear receiver. It begins to notice what fear could not notice. It begins to feel what tension could not feel. It begins to hear the small, loving signals that life has been sending all along. Imagine a lake on a windy day. The surface is moving in every direction. The water is disturbed. The reflection is broken. You look into it and cannot see clearly. But when the wind settles, the lake becomes still. The reflection appears. The sky, the trees, the light, everything becomes visible again. Your mind is like that lake. When worry keeps moving through it, the truth becomes hard to see. But when calm returns, clarity rises naturally. You do not need to force clarity. You need to create the inner conditions where clarity can appear. This is different. Forcing clarity sounds like, I must know now, I must decide now, I must understand everything today. Creating space for clarity sounds like, I am willing to become quiet, I am willing to listen, I am willing to receive the next gentle step. One comes from fear. The other comes from trust. The answers that are meant for you may not always arrive through overthinking. They may come through a peaceful feeling. They may come through a sudden knowing. They may come through a conversation, a change in energy, a dream, a repeated thought, or a calm sense that it is time to move in a new direction. But if the mind is too busy arguing, it may miss these gentle forms of guidance. That is why calm is not empty. Calm is where you become available. There is a difference between thinking and receiving. Thinking uses effort. Receiving uses openness. Thinking tries to push through the door. Receiving lets the right door reveal itself. Thinking says, I must figure this out alone. Receiving says, life can guide me. Both have their place, but many people live only in thinking. They think about the problem, the past, the future, the person, the delay, the possible meaning of every detail. They think until they feel tired, but not free. They think until the mind becomes full, but the heart remains unsure. When you relax your mind, you do not become careless. You become clearer. You stop confusing fear with intuition. This is important. Fear often speaks loudly. It rushes. It threatens. It says, act now or you will lose everything. It creates pressure in the body. It makes you feel small. Intuition is different. Intuition can be strong, but it is not cruel. It does not shame you. It does not panic you into action. It often arrives as a quiet knowing, a steady feeling, a simple truth that remains even when the noise settles. So if you are trying to understand what is meant for you, begin by calming the inner storm. Do not ask a fearful mind to give you a peaceful answer. Do not ask a panicked heart to tell you the truth about your future. First, return to yourself. Soften your body. Speak kindly within. Remind yourself, I am safe in this moment. I do not need the whole answer. I am open to the next right step. From that place, guidance becomes easier to recognize. Many people want signs from life, but they are too tense to receive them. They ask for direction, but then fill every quiet space with worry. They ask for peace, but keep repeating the same painful story. They ask for what is meant for them, but keep holding tightly to what keeps them confused. This is not something to judge, it is simply something to notice. The more you notice, the more you can choose differently. The calm mind is not a mind with no thoughts at all. It is a mind that no longer believes every thought. It can watch a worry pass through and say, that is fear speaking. It can watch an old story rise and say, I do not need to follow that today. It can notice doubt without building a home inside it. This is freedom. Not the absence of thought, but the ability to choose which thoughts receive your energy. Your energy is sacred. Where you place it matters. If you keep placing your energy into fear, fear grows louder. If you place your energy into trust, trust becomes stronger. If you place your energy into regret, the past feels alive again. If you place your energy into peace, the present becomes more supportive. This does not mean you deny your feelings. It means you stop feeding the thoughts that harm your spirit. When your mind becomes calm, you may begin to see that some things you were chasing were not truly aligned. You may see that some doors stayed closed because they did not carry peace. You may see that some people could only meet the unhealed version of you, not the whole version you are becoming. You may see that the delay was not there to hurt you, but to help you stop choosing from fear. Clarity often arrives after calm, because calm removes the fog. Say softly, my calm mind receives clear guidance. My peaceful heart knows the next step. Let those words become a new inner instruction. You do not need to beg for guidance. You can become quiet enough to receive it. You do not need to force the path. You can become present enough to feel where peace is leading you. The mind may ask, how do I become calm when I have so much to think about? Begin simply. Return to the body. Notice the breath moving in and out. Feel the support beneath you. Unclench the jaw. Soften the shoulders. Let your hands rest open. Speak to yourself as you would speak to someone you love. Tell yourself, I do not have to solve everything at this moment. I am allowed to be here. I am allowed to receive peace before the answer comes. This message is important because many people believe they are not allowed to feel peace until the situation changes. They think peace must be earned by solving everything first. But peace can come before the solution. In fact, peace often helps the solution appear. When the mind is calm, it sees options. When the heart is calm, it feels truth. When the body is calm, it stops treating life like a threat. And from this state, the next step becomes kinder and clearer. You may have noticed that when you panic, every choice feels heavy. You question everything. You doubt yourself. You ask others to tell you what to do, but even their answers do not calm you for long. This is because fear does not become satisfied by more information. Fear always wants more proof, more signs, more control, more certainty. But the soul does not need endless proof. The soul needs connection. It needs stillness. It needs a return to the quiet place where truth can be felt. A calm mind allows you to stop asking the wrong questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this not happening fast enough?" you may ask, "What is this season teaching me?" Instead of asking, "Why did they not choose me?" you may ask, "Am I choosing myself with love?" Instead of asking, "What if nothing works out?" you may ask, "What is the next peaceful step I can take today?" These questions do not trap you in fear. They open you to wisdom. And wisdom is always softer than panic. Wisdom may tell you to wait. Wisdom may tell you to move. Wisdom may tell you to speak. Wisdom may tell you to let go. Wisdom may tell you to rest. But wisdom will not ask you to hate yourself. It will not ask you to become desperate. It will not ask you to destroy your peace for something that is truly meant for your good. The voice of real guidance carries respect for your soul. When you trust that what is meant for you will find you, your mind no longer needs to scan every moment for danger. It can relax into the present. It can notice small signs of support. It can feel gratitude for what is already here. And this gratitude makes you even more open. Gratitude tells life, "I see the good that is here now. I am ready to receive more with an open heart." Gratitude does not deny your desire. It makes your desire less desperate. There is something magnetic about a calm spirit, not in a forceful way, not in a way that tries to control others. But calm carries a quiet power. When you are calm, you make clearer choices. You speak from self-respect. You do not chase confusion. You do not mistake anxiety for love. You do not run after every sign. You begin to trust what feels steady. You begin to choose what brings peace, not only excitement. And because your energy changes, the way life meets you begins to change too. You may begin to notice that certain things no longer pull you the way they once did. The old pattern may still appear, but it does not own you. The old fear may still whisper, but it does not command you. The old desire to force may rise, but now you can answer it with love. You can say, I do not need to chase. I do not need to prove. I do not need to panic. What is meant for me can meet me in peace. A calm mind also helps you release what is not yours. Sometimes confusion stays because you are trying to make something fit that does not fit your spirit. You keep asking, how can I make this work? When the deeper question may be, does this bring me peace? You keep asking, how can I make them understand? When the deeper question may be, am I being kind to myself by staying in confusion? You keep asking, why is this door not opening? When the deeper question may be, is life guiding me elsewhere? Calm helps you ask the question that fear avoids. The truth does not always come as a dramatic moment. Sometimes truth comes as a gentle tiredness with the old away. You simply cannot keep chasing the same thing anymore. You cannot keep hurting yourself with the same thought anymore. You cannot keep waiting in the same fear anymore. This tiredness is not failure. It may be your soul saying, enough, come home, choose peace now. Let life show you what is truly yours. Let the calm mind become your home. Let it be the place you return to when fear tries to lead. Let it be the place where you listen before you act. Let it be the place where your heart can speak without being drowned by worry. From this place, you will not need to force the right thing. You will recognize it by the peace it brings, by the honesty it awakens, by the way it allows you to remain connected to yourself. Say gently, I am open to clear guidance. I trust the quiet wisdom within me. I do not need to know everything today. The next step will be shown. Let this be enough for this moment. Let the mind stop demanding the full map. Let the heart stop fearing that no map means no path. There is a path. There is guidance. There is a current moving beneath your life. And the calmer you become, the more easily you can feel it. What is meant for you will not always arrive with noise. It may come gently. It may come through peace. It may come through a simple feeling of rightness. It may come through something that does not trigger your old fear, and because of that, it may feel unfamiliar at first. Be willing to receive good that does not come wrapped in chaos. Be willing to trust love that feels steady. Be willing to choose opportunities that respect your nervous system. Be willing to let peace be a sign. For a long time, you may have confused intensity with importance. You may have thought that if something made your heart race, it must be meant for you. But sometimes the right thing does not make you panic. Sometimes the right thing helps you breathe. Sometimes the right thing feels calm, simple, honest, and safe. The relaxed mind can recognize this. The fearful mind may overlook it because it is used to drama. Let your system learn a new language. Let peace become attractive. Let calm become familiar. Let safety become something you welcome, not something you question. You are becoming a clear receiver now. Not by forcing yourself to be perfect, but by choosing calm more often. By speaking softly to your mind. By releasing the need to know every detail. By trusting that guidance can reach you. By understanding that what belongs to you does not need to be chased through fear. Each time you return to this truth, your inner world becomes clearer. And when the inner world becomes clearer, the outer path becomes easier to feel. Let the final words of this section rest inside you gently. Your calm mind is not empty. It is open.